Welcome back to the G-Foils channel. In this video I'm gonna show you how to refurbish an old board. This is the first board I bought new in a shop. It's called the Rusty Piranha and I served it for many years with great success. But it's time to give it a new life because it's beaten and old and it has a lot of dings and cracks in it. So we're gonna strip the polyester skin and tweak the board a little bit and then re-glass it with the epoxy and take it into the water again. I'm drilling a hole in the fiberglass skin and I was hoping to delaminate the fiberglass from the foam with some compressed air, but it didn't seem to work. So I cleared my shed and decided to use the Dremel to cut the fiberglass into two halves, a top half and a bottom half. Then I'm gonna try to remove it from the foam. I'm now left with some pretty nice foam. I only couldn't get the logos off because the rice paper really stuck to the foam. So they're staying. I took some inspiration from Rob Machado's new fish, the two fish. I'm now sawing a rough outline and drilling out the old fin plugs. The template is a little too wide for this blank, so I have to add some foam on the sides. I had some old insulation foam lying around, so I'm using that to add some foam to the rails. I use some 2-part PU foam to use as a glue to bond the two pieces of foam together. Now I have to trim away the excess foam and reshape the board to its new shape. The board is now reshaped and ready for a new lamination. I've decided to do the deck in a layer of carbon fiber and the bottom with a nice fabric inlay. It's hard to do a cut lap when you're laminating with carbon fiber because this material isn't see-through like a fiberglass. So I have a little trick for that. I do multiple layers of a thin tape around the edge where I want to cut the carbon fiber. And after I'm done laminating with the vacuum bag, you can see this line sticking up through the carbon fiber, so you can cut it. I'm trying to make the least amount of waste, so I'm sliding over the cloth to the right so I can use this material as a deck patch. Now I take some epoxy and I'm making sure that all the layers of carbon fiber are wet. Until this point it's like a normal lamination, but then I add some peel ply cloth and some absorber cloth over the top, and then it goes inside the vacuum bag. The next day I remove the board carefully from the vacuum bag so I can reuse the bag again, and then I start the process of peeling up the peel ply, which is very hard work. This carbon fiber lamination turned out pretty smooth. It's nice and tight wrapped around the blank, and here you can see the line of tape where I'm cutting the cut lap. First I draw a line with a Posca pen along the edge of the tape, and then I come in with my razor to cut the lap. I do a little bit of hand sanding on the creases the vacuum bag made. And then I'm taking it inside to fix some of the places where I sanded too much. I did some sanding again, and now it's ready to start the first hot coat on the deck. I chose for a colored hot coat on the deck with the same colors that are in the fabric inlay. Also, not keeping the carbon fiber dark and black keeps the heat away when you're laying your board in the sun, so your wax doesn't melt. Now I'm starting to mask off the area where I don't want the fabric inlay. And I made sure to iron out all the creases from the cloth. Applying a fabric inlay is the same process as applying fiberglass or carbon fiber. You just wet out the cloth with epoxy or polyester resin, and then you let it cure and you cut away the excess material. Now the fabric inlay is in its place, it's time to route the fin boxes, so I taped off the area where I'm gonna route it. I drew some lines so I don't draw on the fabric, and then I'm using the router to make some holes and glue them in place. I didn't like the fact that the logo was still showing from the old Rusty board, so I decided to put a nose patch of carbon fiber over that. Now it's time to put a layer of fiberglass on the board, but before we do that we glue in the fin boxes. I just put a lot of epoxy inside the holes and then press in the fin boxes. Straight after that I put on the fiberglass cloth and laminate the bottom. Now it's time for the finishing steps of the board. That concludes 2 hot coats on every side of the board, adding the leash plug before the last hot coat, and do some pin lines and artwork on it to cover up some mistakes. So when I did the colored hot coat on this part, a lot of epoxy seeped under the tape and I couldn't get it off the cloth. So now my girlfriend is gonna fix this with some artwork to cover up my mistakes.
Let's see how it goes.
Remember that 15 minutes ago we started with the board looking like this, and now it looks like this. So you can see the board's really finished. It's ready to hit the water, and because it's summer now in the Netherlands there are very few waves, but there is a new wave pool in Rotterdam in the middle of the city, so we're gonna take it there to test it out. So this was my first experience in this wave pool and it was pretty cool. It's just so cool that you're sitting in a canal in the middle of the city and then a wave appears out of nowhere. This was the first time surfing this board and it surfed pretty nice. I've also surfed it at my home break in the sea. I had a really fun session with some left waves. The board develops speed really easily and it turns like a skateboard. This is a board that I will definitely be riding some more in the future. If you're still watching at this point of the video, congrats to you, you've made it very far. If you're interested, here's some more footage of me surfing this wave. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. You're a legend. Leave a comment and tell me what you want to see next. See you later.